All right, it's that time again, babies. I just want to get out of the car here and show you what I'm wearing. Oh yeah, baby. Let's sit here. Where can you get the full? Where can you get the full look? Let's put this here. Get the full. Oh yeah, baby. Had to show you. All right, I'm waiting for GNC to open, so we're gonna do our thing now. I'm always looking to see if they have anything on clearance. Just came from the dollar store, which is now apparently the $1.25 store. Had to get my coffee filters, baby. Oh yeah. All right, so what shall we do today? Yesterday was kind of a disappointing day for me. And so it's probably useful for you to see that I'm not always as elated as I appear on these things. And it was just, I was just kind of not feeling really inspired. I was just kind of lazing around. And so this morning I just woke up and I just told God, I said, I don't want to have another day like yesterday. It wasn't terrible. It was just not, I didn't feel like I was really tuned in. So I got on my knees. Thank God for who he is, how he wants to use us, the body of Christ, across the earth today for the release of so many people's situations and healings and moving forward in the kingdom, and just kind of reassured myself of our place of authority and usefulness, and got into the mindset of it's not just me all alone against the world. I'm with all the believers across the earth, that together we are moving in his spirit. And that really helped and just got me okay. Kind of refocused myself. So where are we in the Bible? I did a little bit in Isaiah. And Isaiah is interesting because there's actually a real person that can be traced back to the writer, at least I think in the first part of the book. I think later there's the language changes and it appears to come from a much later period, and so it's not written by Isaiah but still was using his name, which is called pseudepigrapha, whenever you have something under somebody else's name. Bart Ehrman calls it lying. And the message there in Isaiah, as you would think from a major prophet, is stop being bad. You're upsetting me. Keep it up and I will destroy you. Return to me and I will bless you. Which, in my own life, kind of like I just expressed to you, I kind of get that from God, and not in that extreme way, but when I'm not completely tuned into him and operating in that thankful, joyful place, then yeah, I sense the separation from his spirit. And then all it takes is to come back and say, let's get this right, because that's what he says in the first chapter. Let us reason together. And then he, have the restoration of his spirit, but not in the sense of, I'm gonna destroy you, and this language is kind of bloodthirsty, vengeful, language. I don't even want to get into it. What's the point? But clearly the writers are looking to, or in this case, Isaiah, looking to portray God as being all-powerful and exclusive and demanding. Okay. Okay, I get that. But again, the language, I guess it's just more of, to me, it's a reflection of the time that's how they were thinking of God. And of course they didn't have the experience of Jesus, so what else are they going to do, right? And then I jumped into the first of the minor prophets, the first book of Hosea, and it's about him telling the prophet Hosea, marry a harlot or a whore, and you know, and then he talks about the offspring that come from that union, and then there's, like, you know, some vengeful language about, you know, what he's going to do to the offspring of having joined yourself to a whore. So he's kind of making the analogy that, you know, his people were basically playing the whore with God. And, like, he's not having it, right? I mean, who wants to be married to a whore? So again, that's useful, but the vengeful, you know, retribution kind of language, you know, as you know, I'm not a fan of, because to me it doesn't reflect the mercy that we get from understanding Jesus. And I'm not sure about the authorship of Hosea, so I can't really speak to that. But anyway, that's kind of where I'm at. So the next section I'll be reading is from the Gospels, and hopefully it'll get better. However, there are many, you know, verses in the Bible that, based on historical analysis, a lot of changes were made to the text that reflected the author and the community, as usual, and kind of puts verses in Jesus's mouth that don't really line up with, like what I just said, his merciful mindset and position. So we'll get into some judgmental things for sure, even though we're reading the gospel. And then, of course, you have gospels that disagree, you know, because of the authorship. There's a focus on writing for Greeks or writing for Jews, and then John is like totally different. So anyway, that's what we'll be getting into. I'm looking forward to church tomorrow. You know, I want to be, like, always in a position ready to be used of God. So we'll see what happens there. And it's really weird. I'm getting, like, feeling more support and love from these people who don't know me. Maybe that's the issue. Once you get to know this guy, you'll see he's not lovable. Because I didn't get an invitation to Thanksgiving celebration from my family, and I found out, I figured out why it was. It's because my ex was held at her place, and she just, well, you know, she can't think of inviting me to her home, which is, it's a whole nother thing. So anyway, I'm feeling the separation and the sorrow of and grief of not having those earthly connections that we feel like we need. And God is faithful to fill in those gaps and assure me that it's okay. Everything is fine. Everything is moving along just as it's supposed to.